there again. I just thought I'd give you a little history on how the Fed started. Back in like the late 1800s, they tried to set up another Federal Reserve Act, and it was overthrown in the United States. They would have nothing of it. But between the late 1800s and 1913, um, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and the rest of these elite were able to get into the government, buy some guys, pull some strings. Because at the break of Congress's break right before Christmas in 1913, while half the Congress was home, weren't even there to vote, and with the rest of the Congress in their pocket, they took a vote on the Federal Reserve Act. It passed. The Federal Reserve said that inflation was a thing of the past, that they were going to fix the system to where it was going to be totally level from now on, and nobody had anything to worry about as far as economic collapse, and everything was going to be rosy and great from there on. Well, that was 1913. You know what happened in the 30s, so obviously they weren't right there. And 3 or 4 times throughout history since then, there has been an economic recession, collapse, what have you. And here we are today, sitting in what they try to say is not as bad as the Depression, but with real numbers hitting 25% unemployment. I don't know. Me personally, I don't think that we've hit the bottom of this thing. This is July 27th of '09, and I think the dollar's going to crash. That the Fed is loaning out money and trying to dig up ways to dig us out of this hole, but all the nations, China, Germany, France, Italy, everybody, and the third world nations are, well, Iraq, we got them in our back pocket, so they'll still do business with us, but Iran and Pakistan and everybody else, they don't want to do business with us anymore. They don't want to take any of our exports, they don't want to take any of our dollars, they don't want to be in financial bed with us, which has froze up our liquidity. And I believe that's what's causing the economic. Well, the housing bubble may have started it, but the rest of the world losing confidence in our economic system is what's going to further the disaster, which is what is going to make the dollar finally collapse. And there's only 2 ways this thing can work out. If we allow the dollar to collapse under the Federal Reserve's watch, they are going to want a one world currency, one world government, which I believe they are planning it because they've been trying this for as long as time. There have been corrupt, rich, powerful men trying to take over the world as long as we've been civilized. It's very easy to believe because anytime you put one man or a few men in the power of printing money and creating an economy and either deflating or putting more money into the economy and inflating it and fixing interest rates, and when they have the power to do that, it's very easy for them to fix the rates in their favor. It's very easy for them to build up a nation like America to a very rich, overflowing with wealth nation as we were just a couple years ago, and to pull the rug out from under us to where everybody's hurting and everybody needs money to where they can roll in and make loans and buy people out for pennies on the dollar, look like the heroes, and at the end of it all, when the economy comes back, they get to own all these assets and become even more rich, more powerful, and the cycle goes on. That's what happened in the Great Depression, people. They calculated that move. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and all the powers to be pulled their money out of the American economy. They allowed things like margin loans, and a margin loan is you can buy $1,000, say $1,000 worth of stock for $100. But the thing is that loan can be called in at any time, anytime. So when these guys yanked their money out of the economy and the stock started to fall, and then everybody needed to cover their margin loans, and then they made so everybody made dives to the bank, which made banks collapse. It worked right into these guys' hands. They were able to come in and eat up banks right and left, and continue their monopoly of gaining. I mean, look at it like Walmart, okay? Look at it like Walmart coming into a small town and eating up every mom and pop business in the town. That's what these guys do, but on a much bigger scale. And if we continue to let them run on this course, the end will not be good. That's why no man should be given, no men, especially in secrecy and total authority, give the power to print money. That's why the Federal Reserve should be thrown out of power, the Federal Reserve Act should be repealed, and the right to print money should be brought back to the Treasury and to the people, to where we can go back to a gold standard, back everything we got by gold, start a new and better export-import business with other nations on a more level playing ground, instead of just bullying into them and creating enemies, being comrades with them, being friends with them, and working towards a better world. There are a lot of people out there that don't want world domination. They want world peace. What we're looking at here, people, is the classic scenario of good versus evil. It's pretty much what it breaks down to. And evil's been winning for a long time. A long time. And you see it in every aspect of your life. How impossible it is to send your kids to college these days. How impossible it is to build up a retirement fund, especially in 401ks or any kind of stocks or bonds, because when they yank the rug out from under you, there goes your retirement. I mean, knowing that they do this, how can you have any faith in this system and invest anything in this system and have the confidence that it's going to be there for you in your golden years when you need it? You can't. All confidence in these guys are gone. We don't want them anymore. And the only ones that the only way they're still able to keep their grasp on this nation is because of people that don't care, that don't have the initiative enough to go inspect what's going on, look at the information, and call the congressman and take some act. If we have a people stand up, we can take this nation back and we can make it worth living for. If nothing else is worth fighting for, if this isn't worth fighting for, what is? What is? 95 of the people in this nation say that they're God-fearing people and that they are their brother's keeper, and they'll do anything for the better good. Well, then quit talking about it in your pews in church and come on out here in the real world and do it. Sorry, but goodwill towards men is not done by shoving a check into a collection plate at church. It's action, it's fighting, it's revolting when need be. Nobody wants violence. Well, what's worth fighting for, you know? To overtake a nation's resources so that you can get stinking rich? Or to fight for that nation so that they can have something, and food and shelter and hospitals and doctors. going to keep uploading these videos, and I just hope some of you people will take heed to this. And like I said, go to YouTube and Google these bastards. The Federal Reserve, Illuminati, Skull and Bones, Bohemian Grove. These are the people that is enslaving the world. And we have the power right now to stop them. So please, go do the research. Do your part. Join the movement.